hot button topic yet is using to get the conversation going. AI is just an extension, the next generation of the search engine, really. It is a little more friendly or communicated is its purpose. Who's used AI already today? Okay. About a quarter of you. Some of you may have not realized it. Did anybody tell Alexa to set a timer?
Absolutely.
Did anybody tell Siri to put something on their grocery list? That is all AI. Even driving downtown with an address, you're using AI. AI is part of our life, whether we like it or not. So today we're going to present maybe some good and then some things to watch out for with it. I have a clip from The Matrix. I'm not going to play it. I'm having a sync issue. The Matrix was produced in 1998, and it predicted the end of the battle between AI and machines. It was the first movie to specifically call out artificial intelligence and how man created it, and then they had to try to destroy it because it was controlling us. It's a common thing. AI, artificial intelligence, our machines, technology in general has always developed, and we've always been scared of what we've developed. So that's something we can address at the end. For now, I'm just going to skip past this scene where he's discovering that he's in a computer world. He's not in the world he thinks he's in. Actually, that actually synced. I should let it go. We started with the search engine. It developed into the cell phone, social media, and AI. Now, when did those become the topics that AI did? When they started generating wealth. Google is now worth $1.3 trillion. Google started in Denver, I think, when I was a teenager, maybe grade school. It's amazing. Apple's now worth $2.79 billion. Facebook's up to $766 billion. Instagram's $102 billion. Twitter's 15 to 20 billion. And ChatGPT, which is what AI is most commonly referred to, only it's just one portion of it, is now worth 29 billion. So it's just a baby in its infancy. It's interesting when you hear the experts, is that going to grow or is it not? I remember when I could have bought Apple for $10 a share, the rest is history. Okay, AI and ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the generic term for many of these AI programs. The four on your list, I gave you a handout. Those are the four major. They're coming out with dozens now. Very similar to any technology, you'll end up with the browser. You started with one, you ended up with 200 different browsers you can use now, even though Google owns the market. We're going to discuss how it can help you, how it can hurt you, and how to use it. The prompt formulas are real important. They really help the quality you're going to get out of AI sessions. The prompt formula there is, who are you? Who is your audience that you're trying to present to? Or it may be you are the audience. What is the voice or tone? Do you want it business? Do you want it casual? Do you want it playful? Those are examples of prompts. Refinement. You can ask for a topic. It'll generate 2,000 words. You've got to do an article for the Suncatcher. Say, dang, they let me do 250. Refine it to 250 words. And it will. It's a great time saver and a great tool, but you always have to double check the work. It is a machine. It is not a human. You are. You need to make sure the material coming out is accurate. And there is something that I learned in the last class, cite sources. You can ask it to cite its sources on something technical. Then you can judge, is that source credible or not? Stanley asked me how I was qualified to teach this class. Well, I've taken it a couple of times. The technology never works. But we're going to try again. Okay, so let's go through the four. We're gonna play with these four today. Like I say, there's dozens out there. Some will charge you, some won't. ChatGPT is the most popular. Its data is only current to 2020. It's free at that point. They offer a paid version that takes it up to 2024, which is Series 4. There's Series 3.5 and Series 4. This is 3.5 through 2020 to get current. It's Series 4. Bing will give that to you free. Bing also likes to sell you advertisements to get your information. Bard is Google's main answer to AI. And then Canva Magic, which just went live 2 weeks ago. Their beta was terrible, but I played with it. I've been playing with their final version that they finally released, and it is kind of nice. In fact, we'll probably start with that one. It can help you with your tech activities. What do you think the biggest advantage of AI over a search engine is? Any idea? No. You go and type into Google, I'm looking for this. You'll get a list. The first 5 are paid advertisements. You're getting advertisements on the side. Then you have to sort through, find the one that's the most accurate. AI, you give it a topic, it will give you the answer without the ads, without the searching through. You're telling it, not it telling you what's available. Probably like cable when it's free for 20 bucks and it now isn't, and you get a lot of advertisements. I'm sure they'll fix that. So now, just for kicks, this is the nervous part for me. We're going to try to make this technology work. And I'm going to need a few volunteers. Give me a minute to get to my sites. And let's start with Canva. For one thing, it takes the longest time to do it. I have the paid version. I think most of this is on the free version. I do a lot in Canva, so for me, it's there. So let's create a design. We can do a flyer, a logo. Who's got a club they want to design a logo for? Let's just play with this.
Blockwatch.
Blockwatch. You want a logo?
Yeah.
Or a flyer? Okay, so we'll start with the logo. And come down to Magic Media. All right, what do you want to include in your logo? Remember those prompts. Who are you? You're enabled with a wide program, so I'll get you started there. And then look at the prompts and let's see. I'm going to blame my typing on my wrist. So,
Tim,
who's your audience?
Tim, are we supposed to see this up there?
Oh, thank you. Yes. Why is it not?
We need
I
to.
thought it was magic.
Yes. Oh,
Neighbors.
neighbors are your audience. Okay,
Or neighborhood.
or neighbors. What you want? Serious? You want playful?
I think playful, you certainly want to talk about security and safety, those things, but you know, we don't want to wear machine guns and
Crime, lighting, what else?
Let's try letting that decide. Serious but fun. Sunflowers. You've got to have sunflowers in the sunflower logo.
Houses.
Crime prevention. How about community building? Okay. Now let's just see what it does for us. This morning on my network, this took about 15-20 seconds. We've got a progress bar. Okay, it's doing pretty good. It's going to give us 4 different images to choose from.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. That one looks like Tom got in it.
You so damn good.
I did. I weighing in on my wrist. My typing is not going to be accurate today. Okay, but it gives you 4 options. Now, let's say,
Change it from playful to serious. See what it does.
okay. Let's do that.
Thank you.
Just curious or just fun?
If you spell things incorrectly, does it?
It does autocorrect, believe it or not. It's very similar to what it'll do on your phone. It may not be the proper term.
No, does it skew your results if you're not spelling it correctly?
It will try to correct it, but it may correct weather to weather.
Okay.
Okay. It changed. Yeah, Siri. Like I said, these are betas. I think it's trying to say Serious Crime Watch down here. But
But it did take the logos, didn't it, from the neighborhood, national neighborhoods as well.
it did. It pulled them in. Of course, the text isn't great on this. I think more than anything, what I've used it for is not so much generating output as giving me the idea on what I want to do. It helps me eliminate things. That doesn't look right. Throw it away, start over. Let's try one more real quick. One thing I like, let's stick with this one, just one more. It's a desert landscape. Then I'll show you the ones I came up with tomorrow. This morning, just running Sunflower. Okay, there it added a little more of our desert landscape to. I typed in Twin Peaks, it did not give us Twin Peaks. Okay. But it did give us this. Which I thought for just an AI 5-minute deal was not bad. Another thing you can do is now edit it and change your hues. You could put a regular photograph of someone in here and manipulate it, just changing the hues, the background, finding a look you like. I bet if we put some real sunset pictures in here and played with them, we can really do some stuff. Okay, we can come back to any of these. Let's just go through them quickly and then we'll see what you guys want to continue on with. Stanley asked me how I prepare for this class. I asked AI how to prepare to teach this class. I actually had that. Okay, it didn't cite any sources because there weren't any sources to cite. But it gave me an overview of what I should try to convey to people in our demographic. So let's try a new chat. New person, Tom, is out. Who's next? You want to write an article or you want to, okay, need to go back to my slide. You want to find out, I've had people use it for medical conditions. They can't get into their doctor. They're worried about their symptoms. They've done AI for that. to confirm a diagnosis that they've heard. They've done that.
Yeah, one
Creating-
thing with his kidney disease.
Right.
like, he put in a specific thing and said, how can I explain this to my family and friends?
And it gave them an answer, so. Give me a topic of just a paragraph you're struggling trying to put into words. Anything, and who are you? Just say, from your perspective. Okay, your perspective might be, I'm a consumer. I'm a businessman, I'm whatever. Not all at once, maybe I will have to go back to talk. Come on, Stanley, what do you want to hear?
I have a friend who's struggling with neuropathy
Okay.
in the feet.
Okay, so we're gonna start a new chat. Here it gives you that 3.5 or 4 option. If you click on the 4, they're gonna ask you to pay. If you really need the 4, go to Bing, because it is a 4.0. You just have to deal with more like the search engine with the advertisements and everything else. So we'll stay with 3.5. We'll come down and we'll say, I am struggling with neuropathy. Now I'm gonna have to spell neuropathy.
Make it simple.
There you go. You can make it simple. You should type into the, and there is, actual microphone options. Yes,
Is your screen what we're looking at?
It's not showing.
it is not catching up again. Hang on. Thank you.
I went out to Google for a vision statement for Blockwatch. And it gave me a short sentence. And then I went to AI and I asked for a vision statement and it was a short paragraph, but it was a lot better vision statement than the one I got off of Google.
At least we're there on this after that we've done switch screen. So, all right, I'm struggling with neuropathy, foot pain. Okay, what is our tone? Who is our audience? Do we want to tell our parents or we after our personal information? Personal information, so.
Fix the story, dealing with the symptoms
Okay,
at home, remedies.
how's this? Without getting technical. What are the best treatments?
Perfect.
Okay. So we're giving it the voice. We're saying, don't talk to me like a doctor. I don't understand those big words anyway. Just tell me in simple terms, what are the best treatment? Let's see what it gives us. It will always give you a disclaimer that it's not a doctor, it's not a engineer, it's not a whatever. Okay. Now there in just what, 10 seconds, it gave us a list. Medications over the counter, prescriptions. It'll give us, so you might check what your doctor's prescribed for you. Physical therapy, lifestyle changes, foot care, temperature management. One I wouldn't have thought of, blood sugar control, alternatives, stay active, manage stress, dietary changes. How can we refine that? Because it's always a refining, and then we'll do the site sources, which I'll be really curious about. But let's say, I don't want to try to implement all 10. Let's say, let's talk to what are the 2 most important? See what it does. Medications and lifestyle modification. Okay. Now let's say I want to put this in a Facebook post on my Facebook page. I can say, I'm gonna try the simple way first, then I'll really try it. Please limit.
You have to say please,
No,
but it doesn't hurt.
never hurts to be. That's what my. It's limited to 100 words. There we go. Down to 100 words.
How easy is it to send to a friend once you get that info?
Copy this.
It is the simplest copy and paste, however, because this is a very powerful technology that is being misused, they are starting to lock it down and tag it. So Tom sent me an article generated out of AI. The copy and paste will be locked, and then you either have to retype it or copy and paste it out of the lock into an unlocked. But it wants you to know, Tom didn't write all this, it was AI generated. Now, Tom wrote it, but he used it to polish it, which is I use it too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as you read what you're putting out there and it is your voice. Okay, put hashtags on it. Health matters, it gave you the hashtags for your post. Let's see, but it didn't really insert it for us. We would have to cut and paste it into a post.
So you can put that on Facebook, I can barely do that.
Do what now? Oh,
And can you put?
that was my prompt. I said, can you turn it into a Facebook post?
Okay,
Yeah, and if you can't see, let me know, because I'm looking here and you're looking there.
yeah.
Okay, so I said, can you turn it into a Facebook post? And what it did is really pretty much simply added the health, a disclaimer. Please consult your healthcare professional.
Right.
And the hashtags that Facebook would use, although Facebook doesn't use hashtags anymore.
You found limitations as to what you can put in to have it polished?
I have not. I have seen it done. I have not had the leisure time. I would love to put photographs in because and play with those. Because that we could take your actual face and turn it into a caricature that they would draw at the fair, which you might use as your new tagline if you aren't comfortable with your picture, which from asking you to take pictures, I know a lot of you are not comfortable with your pictures. So you can turn it into something that you would like out there better. We can come back to this. Let's move to Bard. But yeah, I have used this for property descriptions. I've used it for write articles. I've used it when we do the vet. Tom and I work together on vet things. If they give a historical reference, I'll use ChatGPT to give me a 20, 30 word addition to give context to what they're saying. And it really makes the article more interesting, I think. Here's Bard. This is Google's. Okay, this is what you'll come up with when you get on there. Oh yeah, thank you. I'm not sure what will give me the full screen, but we'll. Now we're at Bard, which is Google's. Now they'll give you more prompts. Bard and Bing will both give you more prompts to kind of get you to thinking. They're more leisure time play, if you will, because they'll kind of guide you a little more. What's one, can anybody see one that really interests them? We've got meal planning, public speaking skills, I need those. Interview questions, product descriptions, taglines for my store, historical empire. Who has a topic they want to see what it'll be?
Let's do meal planning.
Meal planning, I knew that one was gonna come. So. What if you have this, and here you have a microphone, so you could actually just talk into it, just like you do for your cell and Siri, if you're good at that. Here it gives you an example. I want to eat more leafy greens and fruits with vitamin C. Be specific, provide exact ingredients. Do you have a better prompt, Kathy? You want to try?
Well, could it do like a monthly varied menu, you know, low carbs, low fat?
Not very tasty. I sugar.
Let's see what it does. Here we go. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, no more excuse for not eating healthy. That sucks. I know. So that's example. Let's see.
Will it refine it?
Okay, how do you want to refine it?
Can you do?
No meat, no chicken, or no meat, or no fish, or something like that. Will
Eat chicken.
Oh, yes. For days.
Mario wants lots of ice cream.
I do too. I'm with it. Here to change everything to grilled fish. I don't see any more red meat.
Can it develop a grocery list from that? Or the cheapest sales nearby?
Have it delivered.
And
One of the things I've tested, I've got about 120-page booklet that I wrote for my kids. And I wanted it to go through and make it look better. But it's limited to what it would do.
Sorry.
I should talk about this. We don't need microphones, right? I took 120-page booklet that I've written years ago in Word, and I wanted to capture it in ChatGPT and see if it would enhance it, make it a little better. The first 2 chapters, it actually did a great job on it. But then anything I did after that, all it gave me was an outline, a bullet point outline. It wouldn't, and I couldn't make it, you know, like take the 2 chapters out and then do 2 more chapters. It wouldn't let me do that. So has anybody run into that kind of stuff?
Are you on the paid version or the free? Oh, never mind. That might have been the issue. They do give you more bandwidth. On the free version, you can, all of these that I'm presenting today are free. Even Canva. I'm not quite sure what the magic does in Canva, but I know it's available in the free version as well. And they will all try to sell you an upgrade. And usually, we have had no problem with ChatGPT. If there are enough people on the platform, the paid people get on, the non-paid don't. You have to wait your turn if you're not on the paid version. So it might be also that volume type issue.
Are you going to talk about pricing?
I am presenting the sunflower. Everything here is free. So if you want the pricing, believe me, you click on a button, they'll tell you how much it costs. Some of them aren't that much. They might be, I think the most expensive I've run onto is about $20 a month. But it does add up if you're. Okay, so you have your grocery list, Kathy.
But don't you think for most people, for their experience, between the four, you can do free? And without.
Between the four, you can do free. If you use ChatGPT and it's a recent topic, like say a news item of the last year, then go to Bing, put up with the ads, you'll get the latest, greatest information. So a lot of it is just knowing which site to get on for what you're trying to do. ChatGPT is a leader probably for a reason. They're easy to use. They are fairly fast and do pretty well. What we ought to do is go back to ChatGPT and try this grocery list. But what you did get me with yep, they will do a local grocery store or a local search. All of the internet and geofencing is a double-edged sword. It's an invasion of property, but it's also how they find out that Safeway is probably the best place to go. Okay, it's giving us some very generic. It's not giving us specifics. It's not telling us to go to Safeway for this or Fry's for that.
Yeah.
So that part is generated. Now let's go try Bing. I'm gonna have to do that again.
Have you ever tried using AI to,
Feel a bit cold.
there's no water in there.
Have you used AI to, because I know search engines, Google especially, will not let you find a revised page from, let's just say, the CDC. I took a screen print of it and I kept it because I knew it would be taken down one day. So I just wondered, would AI let you search on something that has been taken down?
That is very interesting. I've never tried to find something that's been taken down.
I usually find those things on Twitter.
Because somebody else has
Somebody
captured it.
screenshot them, yes,
Yes,
they
yeah.
bring up stuff from 10 years ago.
We can try with Bing. Bing gives you a little different idea list. Decorate an apartment, create a sports image, plan a vacation, make a meal, prepare for a pet.
How about shopping?
Let's try shopping. Let's just get in here and see what it will do. What do you want to know about shopping, Jim?
3D furniture,
3D printers.
under 300. Easy to use.
Okay, let's see what that does. Can you find me a 3D printer under $300 and easy to use? If not, which website should I go to? Now, this one is giving you prompts up here.
It's not catching up.
It's not catching up.
I'm gonna do that.
I wanted to do more than once. There we go. There you go. Not bad. Creality Ender 3 version 2 priced at $279. It has a build volume of et cetera, size and a 4.3-inch color screen. Gives you two others, one for $199 and one for $219. Want me to take a screenshot of that and send it to you? So, yeah, you can search on this. Now, it'll give you a conversation that you haven't seen. Let's see, this is one of 5. What the other 4 are. Oh, okay. No. Can I find this local? Yeah, I have not given it access to my location data, so it won't tell me where to buy it in town. But I bet if you do, it will. Okay, and then it does give you some websites you can go to, and it probably isn't, yeah, it didn't catch up. But it will actually give you prompts to websites that sell 3D printer.
Tim,
Mhm,
question,
mhm.
I mean, for those of us who are not, you know, do not have businesses anymore, or we're not community or board oriented for needs. Wouldn't you just say simply that if you take your normal browsers, I mean, stay away from Google and all that, and just convert to these, that wouldn't be an easy way to try to transition? In other words, if you start using these instead of what you normally use. As a novice, as someone that's just using their phone and their computer, etc., for searching, for information, for questions, whatever. I mean, meal planning, I could go on to Google and get something. Okay, I'm not saying it's gonna be like this, but I think getting out of the habit of going to these traditional web search engines is possibly something we're all in the habit of doing. But if we were to just convert our thinking to go to these, would you suggest that?
I'd go a step further,
Okay,
and I may not make any friends with this, but let's think about it. How many of us said we will never leave our flip phone? I did it because I loved it, because Star Trek.
but then there you are, sure.
There you are. You were forced, for the most part, to move and upgrade your technology in order to function in our society, or at least function at a level you want to. If you want to enjoy the conveniences of technology, they're going to force you. This, in my opinion, is where we'll all be in 10 years instead of on Chrome. We probably will be, and we'll be forced to, because Chrome will lose its market share to this. And that's why you'll be going to Bard, because that is Google's answer to the future. It's the evolution of technology, and it is scary. Go ahead, Don.
What I found in the software business is, we didn't force anybody to upgrade. I didn't force anybody to upgrade their software. What happened was the user wanted new features or new benefits within their product. Or hardware technology changed so that the software operating system forced the new software to change. So I think in AI, based on what we just heard, first of all, this technology is not going anywhere. It's only going to continue going. If we don't learn how to use it and get around inside of it, we're only impacting ourselves. I had this conversation with family members that, you know, you can complain about your new phone all you want, but if you don't learn how to use it, you're the only one that's going to suffer. And I think this new technology, if you don't learn how to use it, you'll be the one that suffers from it.
What are the downsides of AI, Tim?
Well, as soon as I get you back on the screen, I will tell you.
That's what we don't need it. It'll tell us.
Yeah, which would be the easiest to learn? These 5.
ChatGPT by far.
Conference.
There we go. With any technology, There's bad guys that are gonna use it. Guns were used by good people to defend property, they were used by bad people to try to take it. The gun isn't the issue, it's how it's been used. It's the same with technology. There are, last class we were in, cybersecurity, cyber theft is the fourth largest generating country. If it was a country, it would be the fourth largest, most powerful country financially. That's how much cyber theft is going on. So the downsides, I don't know if you can see this. This is probably the one that scares me the most, especially with you. When you talk to Alexa and Siri this morning, they got your voice. They also got your granddaughter's voice when she talked to her this morning. So when you get that phone call, we've been through this discussion, I think, many times, and it evolved, and this is the latest evolution. Ask the right questions, hang up, call back, don't fall for it. But it is gonna be harder and harder to discern, is this real or isn't it because of AI? That's my biggest concern for our community, is cyber fraud. Them presenting to you someone you trust and love, and they aren't. Okay, that's probably the biggest one. Driverless these can get a little scary when you think about it. This could be some sci-fi movies. Somebody hacks into Liz's Tesla and does a bombing run through the front like World Trade Center. I mean, it is out there. If they can hack into it, they're going to use AI to do that. Phishing, we get phishing on our email, Google. Everywhere you're on the internet, you're going to get phishing. You got to keep up with what their latest, and they're getting better at it. And AI is unfortunately helping them as much as it's helping us. And they're probably have more time with it than we do. Disrupting our traffic control. There are just many things once you get in control that you can disrupt system. Large scale blackmail. You're never worried about the password or the password on your PC that's not hooked to the internet is probably pretty safe. It's when you give your password to the bank or the medical, they aren't out to hack Tom, they're out to hack Tom's business. They're out to get 1 million names, not one. Equifax, the latest password breach they tried to do. That would classify as large scale blackmail. Fake news. We get so much of our information off the internet now, you start well. And see, this is just a progression. This has been going on. The accusation about Russia's interference with the election was AI. Basically, it was fake news they put out. The medium threat, which honestly I think are less controllable by us. The one I worry about, like I said, the most is that they're going to clone your granddaughter's voice. But military robots, snake oil, been around forever. It's just AI now. Learning-based cyber attacks. In other words, they're going to learn how our vulnerabilities are. Tricking face recognition. Face recognition is very secure. More than fingerprint, if I remember correctly. At least according to Apple. But AI is going to allow them. We saw the infancy when we created our sunflower image today. When they get this refined, they're going to create images that might fool facial recognition. That's going to be the of course, they're going to try to get the stock market, all the markets, and triggering false trades to crash the market. I mean, these are things that we can't control, and we aren't going to worry about it, or I'm not going to lose too much sleep. China's going to try to do it to the U.S. You know, that's life. Low level, burglar bots. Now, bots are, AI is bots. You use bots today too. I'm sure you didn't know it. Your doctor, that's a bot. Can I help you? What's your problem? That's a bot. That's a robot. That's a little program collecting collecting information to put you in the right hole or peg for what you're after. So bots, if you can control the bot, you can control the conversation. Evading AI detection, like I say, it's gonna be a constant battle. The Senate, our government at the national level is trying to create disclosure laws. Basically, if we use AI to create a best club thing, we're gonna have to say, modified by AI or something. So if at least you know that what you're reading is not totally human. But yeah, the fake reviews. You ever want to hurt a business? Give a bad review on Google. That's about your own, sometimes that's your only real leverage anymore. Down to forgery, you know, the potential is unfortunately there. But I always like to end with this mindset, and it goes kind of what Tom said. We can say it's bad and try to hide from it, or we can use it to our advantage and just be aware of the downside. And that's my position. It's like the flip phone. It's gonna be here. We might as well, if not embrace it, at least learn what it can do for us, rather than just shutting down and saying it's bad because your doctor is gonna be using it. He's probably using it. There was an article that you sent me, you posted that Facebook. Medicare is diagnosing or limiting care based on algorithms. It was happening 3 years ago. Now they call it AI. It is really, AI is, in my opinion, is nothing more than the evolution of the search engine, and it's gonna get more and more, but it is what this to say. So, any questions, any discussion? Do you want to go back and play more? Did I scare you with the? How we're gonna get it? Nuke did a. The driverless car scares me because they know that Tesla can drive itself. And so all you have to do is figure out how to get in there.
But it really doesn't. Because every few seconds, your hand has to be on the wheel. When you put on full self-driving, I mean, it's still in beta right now.
Yeah.
But as soon as you take your hand off the wheel, it starts beeping like crazy. Now, some people have done crazy things with, you know, with book or, you know, pillows or something underneath it, they can keep it on the steering wheel. There's always going to be people who manipulate that.
There's always gonna be people who try to abuse the system. And they're, you know, one thing about all the billions they're making, Google doesn't want bad guys getting against their stuff. That gives them bad name. So they're spending a lot of money trying to protect you.
Well, that's why Musk wanted to slow down this AI. He sees it can be dangerous.
It is scary. Hey, can I tell you something about Tech Club? This lady has come to the last 3 tech sessions. She's 93, right?
I don't like it on the side.
I'm sorry. She's experienced. And she just got her first smartphone and she is doing great. And she is doing
And what
great.
is to learn all kinds of new things? Fabulous.
We're never too old to grow. You're gonna say something.
I belong to the Air Force Communications Electronics Association, and I don't know, it's been probably 5 years. When did they capture our drone in Iraq?
Been a while.
Yeah, and that was done by capturing the software that nobody could hack into. They landed that drone and tuned it down. So that option's always, the bad guys are always out there.
They're always trying.
You know, when I was in software security, there was the black hats and the white hats. People probably knows about this too. Maybe you does, but they meet in Vegas. They all discuss what they're gonna do. That information is always out there. We wrote scripts to block them signatures so that they couldn't get in. As fast as we were writing those, they were writing scripts to get in. So when I left EY, there was an 18-hour delay from when we found the virus in Europe to when it hit us in the US. After I retired, moved here, a guy took my place, was from, Secret Service. And he said they had knocked down to an hour from the time they found it over here, to the time it showed up here in the US. And that was 20 years ago. Today.
Can't confirm it. Oh, that is one thing. I should have done a site source. If you do a technical paper, always type in site source and it will tell you. And you may disregard a paragraph because it'll cite the source that you know is a little biased or not. But like with it, and when you do anything technical, like the neuropathy would have been a perfect one to do it. We'll end the meeting, so if you need to go, you can, but we might do that and put back site sources. And if it's, Joe Blow's blog is the source, maybe you don't want to listen to it. If it's the National Medical Association, maybe it's that. So with that, like I say, I'll put it back up. We'll play with that a little more. You're welcome to stay. Thank you all for coming. I know a lot of people are here on their one-time free pass. Feel free to join. It's the best deal in the world, $30. That's it, you dropped it. You literally dropped it. Oh.
Oh, are you?
And I was. You.